Strap this helmet on. So COVID-19 affects the world of motorcycling once again. Let me tell you all about that. So yeah, massive excitement in the world of motorcycling on the COVID-19 front. And I've had my first interaction with my new Royal Enfield dealer. Oh boy. So right now I'm kind of hoofing it. Yeah, thank you for not running me over, dude. Right now I'm kind of hoofing it because I've got to get over to AAA. If you're a AAA member, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, then this might be a surprise to you, but you can go into your local AAA office, and most places do a lot of your DMV business there, which I think is really great. They can't do testing or any of the certified stuff, but what they do is like title transfers and that kind of thing. So I am taking the pink slip for Gabe's car into the AAA and getting it transferred over. They will send me and Mama a pink slip in our name. Excuse me. Oh. And as soon as Gabe has got licensed and able to, hey, speaking of Gabe, there's the same car Gabe has, Honda Civic two-door. As soon as Gabe is licensed and able to legally own and register a vehicle, then we will sign it over to him. Somebody was telling me all about, oh, you should put a lien holder on it. I'm like, no, yeah, that way you've still got control of it. No. It's like, no. Anyway, so as the internets have been ablaze, nice exhaust. Why don't you go drive it off into a ditch, dude? So, yeah, as the internet has been ablaze, there is apparently a recall. Very cool. On the braking system, on the something about the bolts corrode in certain kinds of salt. We don't really have that issue here, but if I'll call them and check. And of course you're doing that. You got to do that. This is my angry dog sound. Anyway. We don't really have that problem here. They don't salt the roads anywhere I ride, or anywhere I'm likely to ride this anyway. It's just not something we have to deal with in California. It doesn't snow here. And the one time every 15, 20 years we get a little snow on the valley floor, when we just get that one fluke year, then they're not equipped to deal with it, because why would you invest in that if it's something that never happens, Anyway, I thought, well, you know what? I will call. I called my motorcycle shop where I bought this beautiful thing, and I asked him. I didn't call him. I texted him. I asked him. I said, hey, what was that place you told me? You told me a place down in LA, in the Los Angeles area. and I can't remember what it is, and I'm searching back through this text thread, and I can't find it. He's like, oh yeah, no problem, Pro Italia. I'm like, cool, thanks. So as soon as I got the opportunity, I called Pro Italia. And I pushed 7 or whatever it was for their service department, and a guy answered the phone, and I don't remember his name, and it was not a good first impression, I will tell you that right now. But I am kind of like this, or of this mind: you will be judged as you judge, forgiven as you are forgiven, right? So here's my thing. Dude might have been just having a bad day. I'm hoping that's all that was. He was very rough on the phone, very agitated, and I would imagine the kind of irritation that I heard in his voice reminded me of when you ask a technician to answer the phone for a while. I'm working on something. It's complicated. I'm keeping all this mess in my head straight, and I'm twisting a wrench, and now I have to talk on the phone. And the way he answered the phone, I kind of had a thing sorted in my head how I wanted to say hey, and the way he answered the phone kind of threw me for a loop. So I was just like, oh hey, I wanted to ask you about the recall. And I don't talk like that. It just when basically, I was like, oh, it kind of knocked me off my game a little bit. And he's like, what recall? Which recall? I was like, well, the brake recall for the Royal Enfield bikes. Which Royal Enfield bike? Well, the Interceptor 650. I guess there's the Bullet and the Classic or something. I don't remember. I think it's the Bullet 350 and the Bullet 500 and this bike. Is what they said in the article that I read. 2 or 3 of the articles that I went to were behind a paywall. I was like, I'm not gonna know. One of them was, you got to take these cookies and accept our terms and conditions to read this article. No. So I finally found one. I read it, and I can't remember exactly what it said, but I'm like, no, the Interceptor 650s. And he's like, well, I got 3 recalls for brakes right now, and that's not one of them. This is the first I've heard of it. Okay. Well, shoot. I kind of figured you'd have had a dozen calls today at least, and, a couple dozen maybe, and that I'd just be one more piling on the aggravation and annoyance. And he laughed at that. I'm trying to, lighten the mood a little bit. And, he kind of laughed at that, but it was more angry laughter. Poor guy. He's having a rough day. I'm gonna say it that he's having a rough day. He's having a rough day, and he didn't want to talk to me, and I don't blame him. I don't want to talk to customers most of the time either. Well, how come I can't put this hobby hose on my 6,000-pound rental machine? Because you can't. Because I said so. Last check-in at 4:30, huh?
For difficult transactions like title transfers, out-of-state transfers.
Yeah, I bought a car.
Hi, how are you?
How long is that going to go for?
Say that again?
How long are those hours going to go for?
Well, we're still open, but we're since title transfers take a little bit more time, nobody doesn't want us going over having overtime. That's why we have no idea if they. Why don't they just give us overtime?
They might not change it for a while.
I hope they do, because I like overtime sometimes. Are you currently working, or are you at work at the moment?
No, I'm working. I haven't stopped working the whole time.
Okay.
That's
usually get off of work.
4:30. So
Saturdays we're still open 10 to 2. If you'd like to come back on Saturday.
I'll be here Saturday.
I'm sorry. It's kind of hard trying to do all this new stuff that we have to do.
We're all having to adjust and do things different, and I totally understand, man.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing. I didn't work on Monday. I didn't know how all this was going down. So
Right on. Well,
Saturdays 10 to 2. We still are open.
I'll be here Saturday. All right. Thanks, man. Well, shoot. I guess I'm not doing that today. Well, let's roll on. So, yeah, basically what he told me. So yeah, basically what the guy at Pro Italia told me is he does not have any information on that recall yet. He hadn't heard anything about it. He gets aggravated, apparently, that you could tell he was aggravated. He gets aggravated that people get that information before he does on the internet, and some hot shot gets on there and hot dogs it, blah, 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 blah. And he was really, really having a rough day. Anyway, oh man. Anyway, I figure, he might have just been having a really rough day. It might have been a bad week. He didn't mean to answer the phone like that because he answered it barking, It was enough to throw me off, and I'm usually pretty unflappable when it comes to I've already got a thing in mind what I want to say and all that, very often I'm put back on my heels verbally, but that's what happened. So anyway, we figured it out. He doesn't know anything about it, and even if they did know something about it, he said because of the pandemic, they're locked down in Chennai anyway, so Royal Enfield is not filling any orders for parts. They are not. They're not nothing. You can't get the stuff you need. So I'm kind of worried about the oil filters and air filters. As a matter of fact, why don't we run up to Adventure Center right now, you and me, and I will talk to Brento about getting that stuff ordered now. Yeah, that's going to be a thing, because this is due. I was going back through the videos, and I bought this thing in May. The first service was in June. So coming up June will be a year since that service, and you have to get it serviced at least once a year. So that's what I'm going to do. I am not there for mileage. Let's see if we can look at this real quick. 24. Yeah, we're almost 2,500 miles. We're pretty close to mileage anyway. 2182 on this service. Pretty cool. And 2491.4 on the odometer. And then of course that's trip A is this tank. So yeah, it's getting close to that 3,000 mile mark. But we hit the year first because I just don't ride that much anymore. And I'm gonna see if I can do this. Oh yeah, that's gonna be better. Get my glasses situated. I don't know if you guys noticed, but she be Steph, or he be Stefan. Anyway. we're downtown. It's going to be slow going. As you can see, the traffic is picking back up a bit. It's just about normal again. All of the very special people who I love so very much on my morning commute, the people I mentioned in my very first lockdown video, my day one, the people who turn out to not be quite so as important as they thought, they're all back, and that's just wonderful. That has definitely put a bright, sunny spot in the middle of my normally positive and beaming disposition. And if you can't hear the sarcasm dripping off those words as they're leaving my mouth, I don't know what to do for you guys. I just don't. I love the sound of this thing. It's got a good exhaust note. It's not too loud either. The only reason I would change the exhaust on this is just to lighten the bike up and get more airflow through it. I actually like the sound of it as is. Woo-hoo! Can I squeeze through there? Can I squeeze through there? No, I sure can't. That guy almost hit me in his stupid little Prius. You hoser. Woo! I scraped. Now I gotta find out what I scraped on the... Hopefully that was my, hopefully that was kickstand and not my exhaust. I will be so upset if that is my exhaust. I know I shouldn't have gone through there. You just can't fit. Anyway, poor homeless people. Oh yeah. Filter. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, it's red and it's shiny. Ooh, a Yamaha R1. That's a pretty bike. I like those. I like the look of them. I would not want to ride that. It looks uncomfortable as all heck. So yeah, big time fun. I don't even know if we're going to be able to service this. That is aggravating to me. That is absolutely aggravating. The timing is just terrible. I didn't even think about that until just right now while we're talking about it. Again, here's all this traffic. Get this thing serviced. Hopefully, let's hope and pray we can get this thing serviced. And I should be, yeah, there's a yellow and a red. I got to get moving on. I got to get moving on. I hit my last number and I head for the road. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to feel the pain. I feel summer creeping in and I'm tired of this town again. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. I could tell as soon as I went around the corner. I knew it was gonna do that. Oh, you just gotta love that cigarette smoke. Delicious. I got a joke for you guys. Do you know what a gay horse eats for lunch? Hey. Oh, jeez. That's so retarded. All right, well, here we are at my favorite motorcycle shop. Even if it isn't a Royal Enfield dealership, that makes me so sad. I want to cry. You know what? I did not mean to do that. Woohoo! I didn't have to put my foot down. Here we are. So that's the news on the whatchamacallit. That's the news on the whatchamacallit, the recall here in my little corner of the globe. We don't know yet. They said they don't know. So there you go. What are you going to do about that? You're going to do nothing. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about the bolts resting out or whatever the heck the thing was. This bike's had 2 baths in its entire life. And they don't salt the road here, and this has never been ridden in the rain. And if I have my way, it will never be road rain. So there it is, guys. That's my little take on the 2020 recall, and hopefully you guys in Chennai get back to work soon. This thing's turned out to be ridiculous. Oh, I can't drink that. I got a full face helmet. So thoughts and prayers, guys, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope it's all good. I'm gonna go inside and see about ordering parts. I will catch you on the next one.